Here we go again, another Ryu Hayabusa knockoff, but will this one be any good? Let's find out. Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video we're gonna take a look at a knockoff of amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden 2. And I know, you may say, didn't you already review this figure? Well, my dear viewer, yes I did. But if you are asking that question, that means that you don't know that there are few different companies making this same KO. So, while the first one I reviewed was trash and I do not recommend it, this one is made by another company called GF Factory, and from what I was told, it should be much better, so I'm excited to see if that's actually true. But before that, a big thank you to Salix Wholesale Toy Store for sending this figure for a review. In case you want to get your copy, you can do so over the link in the video description. We will see how this Ryu compares to the previous bad one and some other figures a little bit later in the video. But first, we're gonna start with the packaging. It's a copy of a standard modern Revoltech box without a plastic window, but we have a big promo shot of the figure. Here it says Ninja Gaiden 2, Revoltech logo is missing, but we have Ryu Hayabusa name written down here. Here is one side of the box, and here where the previous box said KT, a studio that made the game, on the new one it says GF, meaning GF Factory. Here is the back of the box with a lot of dynamic promo shots showing all included accessories. Here is the other side of the box. On the top we have GF again, some warnings on the bottom, but now let's open it up and let's take a look at the figure. This is interesting. He actually comes wrapped up like this, which is something that we usually see with the original Revoltech figures, but not with KOs. Here is GF Ryu Hayabusa out of the box, and I can already tell that this is a much better copy than the first one I reviewed. First of all, this one doesn't have the discolored skin of the face, and all the joints work perfectly. They are sturdy, but not too tight. The plastic feels very good, and while I don't have the original Revoltech Ryu to compare, this figure really doesn't feel cheap. GF Factory Ryu is around 15 centimeters tall, and even though I still didn't play any of the games from this franchise, I like how this guy looks. It makes it even better when a figure is not crap, even if it is a knockoff. These days we got used to seeing some high quality KOs, so our expectations got higher than few years back. But proportions here look good. Ryu has a nice silhouette, and most importantly, at least for me after the previous one, nothing is falling off. This guy is really well made. Taking a closer look at the details, here is the head, and this is really good. Eyes are nice and clean, face mask looks good, and same as on the previous copy, I like this metallic part that goes over the mask. Scarf is fixed here, so it doesn't ride up all the time. This piece here is on a small Revo ball joint, so it is articulated. Torso also looks nice and clean, with a combination of textured and smooth surface plus these silver clips that are all well painted, and it's like that on the back as well. Arms look good on this copy, skin tone is not too pale, and here are his gloves with these arm protectors. Here are his legs with these knives that are detachable, and finally he has his armor on his lower legs with a lot of these small sculpted silver painted details, plus his ninja shoes. So overall this looks like a much better copy than the previous one. But let's now take a look at his articulation. The head and the neck are on a separate ball joint, so together they give you a nice range of movement. He can look left and right, tilt the head side to side. Here is how far he can look down and up. As already mentioned, this back of the scarf is on a ball joint, so it hinges up and down, and it rotates in all directions. He has that standard Revoltech butterfly joint that moves forward and back. Here is how far the arms go across the chest, and here is how far they go across the back. Arms rotate 360, they go out all the way. We have a bicep swivel, and with that Revoltech ball joint in the shoulder, arms can tilt up and down. He has a bicep swivel and another swivel in the elbows. Here is how much the elbows bend. Then he has another swivel in the wrists, and hands can hinge in all directions. There are two cuts in the torso, and together they give you a nice range of movement. He can rotate side to side, tilt left to right. Here is how far he bends forward, and here is how far he bends back. Legs go out all the way. This is how far they move forwards and back. There is a thigh swivel, knees that bend in all the way. He has a boot cut, another swivel in the ankles. Feet go slightly slightly forward, a bit better back. We have a toe joint, but these are stuck on my copy, and he has a nice ankle pivot. Let's now take a look at his accessories. And he practically comes with all the same accessories that we saw in my previous review of that bad copy, but this time his alternate hands come on this piece of plastic, which I always love when a company does something like this. So here we see all of his hands, plus the two fisted hands that are already on the figure. We have a couple of open hands, two finger pointing hands, and grabbing hands. So all that we can possibly want for this Ryu Hayabusa. Then we get a pair of ninja stars, his ninja sword, and a sheath. And the sword can slide in, but it's a tight fit, so be careful not to break it. No, I do not recommend that you force the sword inside of the sheath. It's a really tight fit. So there's a negative. But the handle here is really nicely done with the red and gold, a little bit of blue down here, and then a nice shiny blade. And one thing that I have to point out, and I just noticed this, is that this GF factory copy does not come with this bonus sword that was included with that bad figure that I reviewed previously. If you have that one, you can use that sword with this much better knockoff of Ryu Hayabusa. There is one reason to get the previous bad copy. And then of course he comes with this weapon, and it also looks beautiful, shiny, reflective, and this is a real metallic chain. Then we get an alternate pair of arms with these claws and an alternate pair of lower legs, and these fit on without any issues. The only thing on mine is that this came off, but it is something that is probably just glued in, so it's an easy fix. You also get an extra Revoltech joint. This is the small one for the wrists or for the back of his scarf. You also get a Revoltech stand that you need to put together, and finally you get this small tool so that you can move his eyes, and this works much better than on the previous one. Doing this on the previous bad version was a nightmare. Here it works perfectly. Let's now compare him to some other figures. And of course, first we're gonna compare this GF Ryu with the previous KO that I reviewed. On our right is the GF Ryu, on our left is the previous KO. And while this one is slightly bigger, taller than the GF copy, that and this extra sword are the only things, the only advantages that this KO has. In everything else, this is a far superior knockoff. Look at the skin tone of the arms, the details. This guy looks kind of rough. He has some issues with tight joints and also with some loose joints. And just the overall sculpt is not as good as it is on this one. Here is how both figures look from the back, but then take a look at the two head sculpts. See how clean and crisp the GF factory version looks? Look at the skin tone. The opening of the eyes is horrific on this copy. It's much better. Even the armor on the head is sharper on this one, while here it looks kind of soft. And it's also slightly darker than on this version. So I definitely prefer the GF factory version. Here is a closer look of the arms and the skin tone and the sculpted details. Here is the chest and then the legs. And you can see how floppy the toe joint is on this previous copy. While here, as we saw, toe joints are stiff and kind of stuck. The GF factory is definitely a much better knockoff, and I would strongly recommend that one over this one. Here he is with CT Toys knockoff of Revoltech Agent Venom and an AliExpress knockoff of 2.0 Deadpool. Here we have him with CT Toys Brown Suit Wolverine and the Amazing Spider-Man, SH Figuarts Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man and Sentinel Peter B. Parker, Mayfax Classic Suit Spidey and Daredevil, Marvel Legends X-Men 97 Wolverine and Symbiote Spidey, Star Wars The Black Series Vader and Stormtrooper, and then with some larger figures like NECA TMNT Movie Raphael and Masters of the Universe Revelation He-Man, NECA Feral Predator and Savage Crucible Veteris Repax, and finally with YOLO Park, Transformers, AMK Pro Series, Optimus and Starscream. So there you go, that was my look at GF Factory knockoff of Amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden 2. I am very satisfied with this knockoff version, and in case you don't have the original official figure, I would strongly advise you not to buy the previous one I reviewed, but definitely get this one instead. There is no reason to get a bad copy when you can get this. This guy looks better, moves better, he is much sturdier and has no loose joints. His accessories are fantastic, and this is just overall a great knockoff of a very desirable figure. It is obviously very desirable because why else would all these different companies make their copies of of the same character. Don't forget that there is also an AC Factory Ryu coming out, but that one is actually from Ninja Gaiden 3, so he will come with different accessories. The GF Factory killed it with this knockoff, and again, if you want to get your copy, you can do so over the link in the video description. And again, a big thank you to Salix Wholesale Toy Store for sending this figure for a review. You've heard my thoughts, and now I would love to hear yours. What do you think about how this figure turned out? Do you like it? Do you plan on getting it? Let me know all of it down in the comments. As always, a huge thank you to my Patreon and channel members for their support. If you can also join and help, please do so. Links are in the video description. And of course, to all of you guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here with me, and I'll see ya in the next video.